Welcome back to the YouTube channel, guys. Today we're going to be installing the entire Whiteline bushing kit onto the Miata. After a few 20 plus years of use, these rubber bushings have come to an end. We're going to go to the full polyurethane setup and get everything replaced front and rear. If you're looking to get you a set of Whiteline bushings like this, I'm going to put a link down below where you can go and check out them for your vehicle. We try to help you out. We're going to how to it. And this is all in the garage. We don't have a press. We don't have any fancy tools. Everything that we're going to use is what you should have in your garage or something that you can get or rent at your local auto parts store. So let's get to it.
So now we're going to take off the top control arm so we can press out the bushings and get the new Whiteline polyurethane bushings in. We're going to need a 14mm ratchet and wrench to take off the front portion. So we got out the upper control arm. We can see these 27-year-old bushings need to go. So we're gonna press those out next. The reason why that we do this in stages is that so your brake line, you don't have to disconnect that, or your e-brake. So it's not just dangling there, putting tension on it.
Here's our driver's side upper control arm. So now we picked out which bushings and what sleeves are going to go with it. As you can see here, we're kind of keeping the kit out and in a position so you can kind of go through and pick which ones you need. And then we're going to now press these out and then push these in. And Ryan's going to give an explanation of our press.
So this press is on Amazon for about $60. You could rent this at your local hardware store or auto parts store. Or you could go to your hardware store and get this contraption here for, I think we built this for $10, $15. And I did my entire car with this one. Or you could get a press.
It's either the right tool for the job or the right tool made at the right dollar amount. It's all about what you want to do, really. So this is what happens when you have bushings of this age.
I just pressed that out with my hand.
So this is what we're talking about when we say the replacement of old bushings to new polyurethane bushings are going to make a huge difference in the handling capabilities of the car. So Ryan just pressed this out
by twisting this with my hand
without even using any real strength. I mean, it was really easy to push out. So basically what you have is this rubber bushing sitting inside of here, and this is able to move and flex and bend. So when you're talking about suspension geometry and holding different angles, this is able to flex and bend and move around when the car is being driven hard. Now granted, if you're driving on the street, you're probably appreciating the soft, comfy ride that's going on. But in any type of performance environment, this is going to be shit.
This affects your alignment as well.
Oh, absolutely. Every time you go to set your alignment, it's going to be slightly different. You're not going to be able to get repeatable numbers. So that's another thing to think about. All right, on to the next. So an important piece, as always, as Ryan's doing right now, to grease all the new polyurethane bushings.
So don't squeak.
Yeah, don't want to squeak. It also helps to get them in really easy. So these right here on the upper rear control arm are part number
90680.
90680. That's the ones that go on the uppers. There's other ones that look just like it. They're kind of hard to differentiate between the two, but if you try to put them on, they won't work. So make sure you grab the right ones.
It'd be a perfect fit. Bushing pressed out. So we have the right bushing here, 90683. And I'll get some grease, and then I'm going to slide that right into the knuckle there so that we can bolt on the upper control arm in the rear.
Look how much better that was. I told you.
So now we got the upper installed, and we're going to take out the lower, press out these bushings, and get it done. So you're going to need a 17 and a 21. I don't have a 21 box wrench, so I'm going to use this crescent wrench here. This is why you always grease your bolts. So then we're going to take out the end link, and then the two back bolts there that control your camber.
You have this concentric bolt, and it's on both sides here. Now, you're going to see how it is when you take this apart, and you want to line it back up. So basically either annotate it, take a picture of it, do whatever you got to do to try to remember those, as that will make a big difference when you're going to put everything back together and how the alignment turns out.
Our lower control arm out. We have 4 bushings to press out here. So let's get to it. Boom. Oh, good one.
This has made this job possible and easy, actually. It's something that basically allows you to put right on the end here. It butts right up against this surface and allows you to push out evenly, which is important. In the press tool that I have, they have a lot of different adapters and things, and I don't even knows, but everything is a little bit too big. So basically, as you go to push it on, it doesn't quite work and it slips off. So this has actually been the best. Perfect. Not too bad. Don't be afraid to loop, guys. Loop never hurt anybody.
Alright, so now we're on to the last 4 bushings for the last control arm for the rear. I'm just going to grease these up so they go in nice and easy. This tool right here, you can get on Amazon for, that's a kit. You can get them on Amazon for, I think it was $60. It's super duper useful whenever you're trying to press this out. It actually made my life super duper easy. So now we're going to press these in. On this particular style, you have a fat and a skinny. The fat one's going to go on the inside. So we just got done pressing in all the bushings. They're fairly easy. Now we're going to mount it in.
Now comes the fun part, putting new parts on your car. So now what we're going to do is we're going to remove our upper and lower control arm on the front.
For the lower control arm, we'll be removing this bolt here. There's a bolt tucked right below the shock tower. There's a bolt right here, and the camber bolt's right there, and this camber bolt back there.
Lower arm out. We have now just the upper bolt to pull out here, which this is a really long bolt that's going to pull out that way. So now once you have the long bolt removed from there, now we can pull this guy out. And now you're on crotch cam, so that works out great. Okay, so what Ryan's doing now is we have the upper front arm, and he's obviously pressing the bushing out. So we pulled that out of there. It's a super big pain, but it's all out. One of the bigger problems being how you pull it out if you have a stock pan tray deal thing on the thing. So you have to kind of work that through. Ryan's having a lot of fun, as you can tell. Let me tighten this up for him.
You can see how much deflection is in the
Yeah, it's great. So you get to stand here and watch the deflection of the stock bushing and how much it has. It's great. All the way, baby. See, you just had to find the right, the right sequence of events to play the game. When it starts getting easy, you won. So on these, we wanted to keep it really simple because if you actually look at them, which the part number on the front uppers is B2208A. What we did on these, because as you can see, the hole's not in the center. So what this is for, so as you place it into the arm, you can basically decide whether you want it to have more negative or more positive camber. So obviously we're looking for a better handling car, so we're looking to add negative camber. Now, something to remember here. It's easy to get confused on which way to have them. With this, you're deciding whether it's positive or negative camber. Now, remember, the bolt itself is going through here, and that bolt isn't changing position. So what's actually doing the change is this here. So basically, if you're looking at the arm itself, as we have here, if you place this on the outer edge, you're going to be increasing camber as you pull the arm toward the car, the center of the car. If you place it on the inner edge, you'd be pushing the arm out, which would then increase positive camber. This is only supposed to affect about negative 0.5 degrees of negative camber. So that also means you could increase camber by positive 5.
Taking the ones out. Dude, you're hanging. No, I didn't. The bottom of it.
So both goes in, big washer on each end, right?
Oh, the bushing did itself. Look, it came out all by itself. Yeah.
So now we're going to reinstall our front lower control arm. Got our new bushings in, looking snazzy. Gonna hold some good. So now, after we got our bushings pressed into our arm, now we're gonna put it back in. So obviously we've already put the long bolt back over into the side. We can get this into place. A really long bolt with the washer already in it. Then make sure you got washer, smaller washer, and a nut. I believe the torque spec on this is as tight as possible. Previously, when the old arm was in, it was really hard to move this. Now, with this, the urethane bushings, now it's relatively easy. That's going to give your suspension an easier range of motion to move. Now, as we go to put all this back together, as you can see, we got our new bushings installed. We tighten this up here. We tighten these back here, here and here. Got our last one over here we're going to tighten up. We got to put our shock back into the orifice here. Got to put this back into here. As you can see, it's kind of bent, but it's okay. We'll live. And then we'll put our tie rod back in here. So here's the finished product. All right, guys, that's a wrap. We got all of our old rubber bushings out. These are 317,000 miles of glory bushings. So they're all out. They're all in the box now. All our new Whiteline bushings are all in the car. Overall, guys, I'm not gonna lie, this job sucks. Without a doubt, having a press would be the way to go. But the caveat is, with our tools that we generally have in the garage, and even you can get away with just going in and getting some washers and some bolts to kind of press it through. You can get away with that, a little piece of pipe, all the little things you can get away with, but it just takes time. Separate a weekend and just go for it. What do you think, Ryan?
It was pretty easy. It's definitely going to take some time. I'd probably say at least 2 days, 2 to 4 days in between there for the average person. There will be a link down below where you can get these for your car. If you don't have a Miata, they have all types of different kits.
Absolutely. Tons of kits available for all sorts of different cars, models, whatever you want to look for it. Definitely some tips and tricks, though, in this video that can help you out. And I'll be honest, a lot of it's just playing with the press or the bolt or whatever. It can be super frustrating at times, but get a friend. It really helps, and hammer through it. All right, guys. Catch you later.